my loves, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, hi, my name is Deborah Bombs and you're welcome to the channel. In this video, I really just wanted to talk about protective styles. Sometimes these styles, you're not protecting anything, and you feel like you've put in a protective style, and then when you're taking it out, you see that you're losing more hair, instead of retaining length, and you're just losing hair because the hair that you just the hair that you just took out truly did not protect anything for you. Right, so I want to just talk about protective styling in this video. The best style for your best hair type, for the best season, for the best time, and how you can be able to tell what hairstyle is good for your natural hair. So in no particular order, I'm going to be ranking hairstyles based on two key things. One would be tension, so how much is it pulling on your scalp? That would be first criteria, and then I would legit just link these to your hair type and my hair type. So link this to hair type, hair density, and all of that. And then this is just based on my personal experience with these hairstyles. So if you're someone who has my kind of hair type, you are 4C. I actually have I have cornrows under this wig, and this is my favorite form of protecting my hair, to be honest with you. But before we get into that, I'm a natural hair content creator. In case you're wondering why am I talking with a wig on, I'm just in my protective style, to be honest. I do content on natural hair, trust me. Go to my channel and check it out. Based on the hairstyles, right, let's start with knotless. I have done knotless before. First things first, before we even get into the hairstyles, guys, let's talk about the length of your hair. Anything that is knee length, forget it, scrap it. It's no longer a protective style. Just don't call it protective style, because it is not. Style that you're doing, whatever it is that you're doing, knotless, box braids, whatever, locks, whatever, I'm sorry, anything that is on the knee length, I'm sorry, it is not a protective style. Just don't call it that. No, it's not, because it's so much tension. And for you to even get to your knee, you need to braid something up to your knee. That's a lot of extensions, and that is a lot of weight. So it's pulling on your strands, and it is not protecting your hair at all. Your hair is getting weaker by the day, and then you realize that when you take down that hair, your hair is weak and your hair is breaking and your hair is falling apart, right? So anything knee length, forget it. It's not going to protect your hair. It is too much tension on your hair strands and on your scalp. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to say before going into the hairstyle. So in no particular order and based on my own experiences, I want to talk about knotless braids. The only thing that you can tell me about knotless braids being protective is if it is medium to large knotless braids. See those tiny knotless braids you guys be doing? Sorry, the time that I tried it was horrible. My hair hurt so bad when I was taking it out. My hair even tangled because it was such a small section, and this is because I have thin hair. So my hair is really fine and my hair strands are really thin. So you can expect that with such small sections, it will be difficult to kind of comb through and get the braid out. In terms of tension, right, I understand where people are coming from in terms of tension, because with knotless braids, the extension doesn't really come in contact with your scalp, so you are braiding from your scalp quite all right, and then they start to feed in the extension. So in terms of tension, it is I'll give you an A, okay, in terms of tension only. Another good thing about knotless, right? Another good thing about knotless would be that with knotless, it is less likely for your hair to pull out because it's from your scalp. Sometimes I'm sure everybody has noticed or has gone through this, where you do braids, and it used to happen back then when we used to do box braids, right? You do box braids and you find that you're just walking. Let's say you go to the bathroom, by the time you come back, you're seeing your one strand of the braid, one braid is on the floor. That's because it has uprooted. The tension from the box braids have actually taking your hair out from its roots, and it happens, right? And that used to happen with small sections as well. Like when you do tiny, maybe 1 million braids, you find that your hair is pulling out with the braid. So knotless helps to prevent that because it's literally from your scalp. But when you make it long, that can still happen because you're pulling on your scalp, you're pulling on your strands. It can literally uproot your strands, you know. So what I would say is, in terms of tension, it is okay, but don't make it too long, okay? And then again, I would say if you have fine hair like me, just avoid it, right? If your hair is thin, fine, just avoid it, because it might cause your hair to tangle a lot. And if you want to do knotless braids, make sure they are larger sections and not too long, and you should be fine, okay? But personally, it did not stick out to me. I did not like it. It cut my hair so bad when I did it so tiny. I'm doing knotless again, sorry, but it needs to be like medium to large knotless. So the next thing that I'm going to grade is box braids. I love box braids, right? I really love box braids. So it's good with box braids. Your hair is literally tucked into the extension, so it might be difficult to moisturize your hair while in that protective style. And at the same time, box braids, I love box braids, to be honest. When I do box braids compared to when I do knotless braids, it doesn't break my hair when I'm taking it down, and it depends on the sections again. So if you are 4C and you have thin fine hair, I would really advise you go for box braids, because in terms of tension, right, box braids might hurt you a little bit. So in terms of grading, let's say our grading system is A to F right now, I would grade box braids in terms of tension, like the tension on the scalp. I will give box braids I will give it an E or a D, because yes, you will feel it in your scalp. It might not be painful, but you would feel like, because they've attached it to your hair and they've pulled on your hair and all of that, you will definitely feel it. Again, protective styles do not have to be painful, they do not have to be unbearable, but you just know that you've had your hair done. It would feel brand new, yes, but it should not be painful. Any style that is painful, forget it, it's not protecting your hair, because that tension is just too much. So the next thing that I want to grade would be crochet. I love a good crochet. With crochet, you literally just, have your hair in cornrows, braid your hair back, or if you want to do like the individual one, use the crochet on top of it, or you lock your twists or your braids in the single crochet in. So whatever method of crochet you're doing, I would say is good, but then you also need to know the downside, that you cannot moisturize your hair as much as you want to for the time that protective style is in. So you don't get enough room to moisturize, to go in and re-moisturize your hair while the protective style is in. So it can lead to a lot of dryness, and with dryness, when you're taking it down, it can lead to breakage, which is why when you're taking down your protective style, I have a video that helps you to know like the best way to, you have to use a conditioner, you need to make sure your hair is wet and all of that. So I have a video on all that, on how you can safely take out your protective style. So again, it doesn't let you to re-moisturize as much as you would want, because the braids or the twists that you have on as crochet is just covering your hair, and it can lead to dryness. But in terms of tension, there's literally no tension from crochet, because your hair is in cornrows underneath, right? So there's literally no tension. So if you're someone who is suffering from hair loss, or you have retraction, like your hairline is going in, let's say you're losing your hairline, you're losing your front hair, you're losing your baby hair, then you can do crochet. It's not a lot of tension on your scalp and on your hair strands, right? So that is it for crochet. Now when we come to wigs are my favorite. All I need to do is put my hair in cornrows, lock it away for the next 2-3 weeks, right, and not touch my hair. But the thing with wigs, if you are someone who is struggling with your edges, when you wear wigs, it can actually rub against your edges, and when you have that friction, it actually tends to cut your edges without you even knowing. It doesn't happen to everybody, because personally, I'm not losing my front hair, I'm not losing my edges, because I wear wigs all the time. So what I would say is, with wigs, just get a closure. All these frontals, and you're doing installation every 2 weeks, spraying glue, and when you're taking out the glue, it's literally taking out your hair with it. So with wigs, it depends on how you put in this. Actually, with all these things that I'm saying, it depends on the way you put in the protective style, how you care for the hair during the protective style, and how you take down the protective style. That is really what makes a good protective style. Because with wigs now, with all this spray and ghost bond glue, when you're using these sprays too often, it tends to lead to breakage, and your hairline, your edges, you find that your edges are disappearing. So know how you are putting in this protective style. I would say just get a closure if you want to do wigs, to be honest. Really nice wig closure, wear and go. Just put it on and you're off, right? You come back, you remove it whenever you like. Not that you're sleeping with it, you're turning when you're sleeping, you're tossing and turning, and as you're tossing and turning, your bonnet and your wig, everything is having that friction with your edges, and that's not good. So with wigs, again, if you're getting, like just closure and wear and go wigs, you can take it off, you can re-moisturize your hair, spray your hair some leave-ins, some oils, and because you have it in cornrows, right, you can do that. It allows you to re-moisturize. It helps your hair to grow because your hair, you don't have to touch it. And yeah, but then if you have a thinning hairline, like if you notice that your edges are going back, like your hairline is receding, if you notice that you're having thinning edges, don't use wigs often, because yeah, wigs can be a factor as to why your hairline is thinning out and receding. When you're trying to lift the wig, when you're done with the hair, you can pull out your hair in the process. So now in terms of twist, two types of twist I'm going to talk about. So with twist, I'm going to talk about two key things: Bob Marley twist or flat twist. Flat twist compared to cornrows, I will give flat twist an A and give cornrows a B, because flat twists tend to have less tension on your scalp. You're literally just twisting on your scalp, which is great. But then when it comes to Bob Marley twist, personally, I have tried it. You guys can go watch out the video if you have not seen it. It was horrible. When I was taking down that hair, my hair cut so bad, so bad, because it was so tiny. All these mini twists you guys are preaching, I'm sorry, but it is not for people with thin hair. It's not for people with fine hair. It's not for people that have low density hair. It is for people that have bulky hair, high density, and have thick coarse hair. That's the only explanation I can tell you guys. But if you have thin hair, hair is always looking scanty, twists are not for you, because it would cut your hair when you're taking it down if you're not careful. So with twist, I would just say know your hair type. It is great for people with high density hair, thick coarse hair. If you have thin hair, don't do it. Don't do twist. Don't do this mini twist. It is not going to end well. Again, there's some people that will do these things and it works well for them. Yeah, taking it down, the ends were so little, so it was really difficult to get the little ends before even working my way up to my root. So yeah, I would say avoid twists if you have thin fine hair. Last thing that I really want to talk about is braids on your scalp. Ghana braids, stitch braids, whatever braids it is, once it's on your scalp, you need to be careful. If you have a receding hairline, you have a thinning hairline, your edges are, you notice that your edges are going off, then you don't need to do Ghana weaving. You don't need to go for Ghana weaving. It is not the best. If you have thin fine hair, to be honest, avoid it, especially the way the person installs them. Some people have a very strong grip, and with having a strong grip, it is too much tension. So if you must do Ghana weaving, Ghana braids, right, make sure that the way they are installing it, make sure that it is not tight. And if you notice that your edges are chopping off, do not get Ghana braids. Do not get any braids on your scalp, because they would need to start from here and work their way to the back or wherever. But don't, avoid it. Avoid it. That's why your hairline is receding, because it's so much tension and it's pulling your hair back. Sometimes you will even find people that do all these Ghana braids, right? The hair will be lifting after 2 weeks. Your hair here, the beginning of the Ghana braid starts to lift. Start lifting. You're lifting your edges. Your edges are that's what's lifting. Your hair has gone off from its roots. So Ghana braids, they are not for everybody. And if you notice again that you keep on doing this hairstyle, you will notice that your hairline will keep receding, it will keep going back. So know the protective style that works best for you. Short, less tension, is not painful. If you always do middle part, you will most likely see that now middle part you're losing hair there, because it's always tension on your middle part. Why not switch to side and let your middle part recover, if that makes sense? So yeah, protective styles, most times we think that they're protecting our hair because everybody calls box braids protective styles, everybody calls cornrows protective styles. But if you are not putting it in the right way, if you're not installing these protective styles the right way, if you're not taking care of your hair during this protective style the right way, if you're not moisturizing, if you're not adding moisture, oiling your scalp, putting in like a leave-in conditioner, a leave-in spray, if you're not re-moisturizing, when you're taking it down, you can find breakage. You find that your hair is breaking a lot more than it should while taking down the protective style. So again, it depends on how you put in the style, it depends on how you take care of the style while it's in, and it depends on how you take down the style. I do have a video on the best way to take down your protective styles. I'll leave all of those links down below. And it is just hair. If your hair is breaking, do not freak out. You just need to understand your hair, understand what works for you. Your hair is always growing. You just need to know how to manage her more. Your hair is always gonna grow. You just need to know how to retain length to see that growth. This is what I always tell you guys. So learn your hair, learn what works for her, learn what is best for her, and your hair will thrive, right? So now let's do something in the comment section. Comment your hair type and what is the best protective style for you. So Let's know your density. Let's know your hair porosity. I didn't talk much about porosity, but let's know your density. Let's know your hair porosity. Let's know your hair type in terms of is it thin, is it coarse, is it thick, is it comment your hair type, your hair details, and the best protective style for you. And then people in the comment section can gain from your experience and learn what is best for them even after watching this video. So let's help each other in the community. Put down your hair details, put down what best works for you. What did you do that helped you retain length? What did you do that caused your hair to break more than usual? Let's know down in the comment section. And yeah, like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment down below your thoughts and subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys in my next one.